Hey, everybody, and welcome to another episode of BingeFest. I'm Kate Conroy, and with me is the fantastic Vinnie Civitillo.
Hey,
Welcome to another episode. Today is actually our season finale. We came in mid-year-ish, well, I guess, mid TV season year
yeah.
as like a mid-season replacement. This is our 15th and last episode of the season. We're going to be taking a break, but don't fear, don't worry, we will be back with
More.
more than ever.
I was gonna
More
say,
than ever.
technically, I don't know that we're necessarily taking a break. We're gonna keep recording
No,
so that we build up enough episodes to come back for season two. But I don't want to be in a place
exactly.
where like we're rushing to get these out because watching a season or more of TV takes time,
It
So
takes a
we'll
minute.
record some of these because we're not going to take as long as season one. Season one, I think we recorded for a full year before
We
we
did.
released anything, or yeah.
We did.
So we won't do that, but we're going to take a little while so that we can record some stuff. Stay subscribed. You don't even have to like try to figure out when we're coming back. As
No.
long as you stay subscribed, it'll pop right back up when we're back.
Exactly. Exactly. So Vinny, what are you currently binging?
What am I currently? You know what I finished? I finished Doctor Odyssey not that long
Oh,
ago.
me too!
Yeah. So I do we know for a fact that this is not coming back? Like as of the
We
time we're
don't.
recording this, it
No.
seems to be kind of on a bubble. And
No.
ABC I think came out and said it's not on our schedule, but we're leaving it up to the showrunner. And what showrunner in
Yeah.
their right mind is going to say no? But watching that
He's
season finale, it felt like a series finale.
It did. So Ryan Murphy is the showrunner and he hasn't replied to the media inquiries yet. But as you say, the ABC, the studio is like it's up to Ryan and they're open to it, but apparently Ryan has a lot on his plate. Like he's got the 991 show or
911.
I don't even 911.
You're
Yeah,
going to
I
be
don't
in a
know.
lot of trouble if you ever get like in some kind of emergency. 991.
I was thinking about the British 999. Sorry. I've been watching Slow Horses lately as well.
Because
So
you're dialing
anyway,
999 a lot more than 911. Like, Kate has many emergencies in Britain.
no, I don't have any. Yeah, I mean they have emergencies, and so I'm
Uh,
internalizing, I guess.
okay.
Um, but anyway, Ryan Murphy has a lot on his plate, and so we don't know if Doctor Odyssey is coming back or not. I will say that given the universe of television's history of the sophomore slump, I would be fine if Doctor Odyssey didn't come back because I will
Yeah.
purchase season one and just relive the glory of season one whenever I feel like it with that perfectly wrapped up with a bow ending. I am not unhappy with that at all.
I told Tara that they were probably canceling Doctor Odyssey in favor of 911 and a spin-off of 911. She and my daughter are big 911 fans, and they were
Oh,
both like, why even bother? We're done with 911. Like, I don't want to give away how 911 season 45, whatever we're on right now, I think it's 8, ends, but they kill off one of the main characters. I won't say who if, our audience hasn't listened to this, but it wasn't like, oh, we're gonna tease that we're killing off a main character and it's really somebody in the background you don't care about. It's a main person, and they were both like, we're done with this show. Like, you know,
wow.
yeah,
I have no words. I don't watch
yeah,
the show. I don't know anything
yeah.
about it. Uh, it just looked like another police procedural. Is
It
that what it
is.
is?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is. I mean, it's interesting because it's not police, it's firefighters. So they it's more
Oh,
about like rescue than solving like crime, but
got it.
yeah.
Okay.
But there are some like crime elements in there because there are also police officers. Like, from having watched Doctor Odyssey, that Angela Bassett's character is a police officer. She's married to one of the firefighters, so they follow her as well. As you would have to if you're going to pay Angela Bassett to be on the show. You got to make like a main character out of her.
Oh my
So they
God, she's so worth it too.
yeah. Oh yeah. No, yeah, no question. But because of that, it strays away from the firefighter stuff often and goes into police
Got
as
it.
well. But yeah. So they were both like, don't even bother. Like, just stick to your Doctor
Wow.
Odyssey thing. Just, be done with this 911 now. If you're gonna kill off somebody that big or that good, somebody they love that
Damn.
much. Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I stand by my comments either way. Um, I would watch the shit out of a season two Doctor Odyssey, but I'm also okay if it never comes back and I just buy season one and it lives in my little voodoo account forevermore.
Yeah, so I'm actually okay with spoiling the end of Doctor Odyssey on this because like I said in a previous show, we meant to cover all of Doctor Odyssey season one.
Yeah,
We
we
fucked
did.
up and didn't, like
We did.
we
We fucked
thought that the
up.
mid-season finale was the season finale. So I
Yeah.
mean, any thoughts on the season finale? Did that feel like how he intended to wrap that up, or did it just feel like, all right, we gotta bring this thing to a close?
No, it felt like what Ryan Murphy does. Like we talked about how on Glee, he didn't expect to get a season two. So he literally threw every good idea at the wall and just ran with it. And I feel like he did the same with this. You know, 2 episodes away from the two-part finale, um, Max, the doctor, played by Joshua Jackson.
Jackson, yeah.
Yeah. Um, confesses that he has been in love with Avery and she gets mad and they have a little fight about it and he's like, "Look, I'm just telling you how I feel." And she's like, "Damn you, I'm supposed to go to medical school." Like it's a little overwrought and silly, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna
Right.
be
And
honest
then
with you. Like the whole Avery thing just pissed me off all season long, and it didn't get any better towards the end. There, like the whole "oops, I'm not pregnant," like was really weird. I don't remember the explanation they came up with for that. I think she had some kind of like medical issue that like
shit assist.
disguised
Yeah.
itself as a pregnancy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
like they're doctors. I mean, three of them. Nobody figured that out. Like none of them. I don't know. Like
So I don't. Ryan Murphy is famous for like you actually said this. Doctor shows are famous for pulling the most
yeah,
obscure, random bullshit typhoid fever.
absolutely, yeah,
Right. So, it, in my mind, as a TV watcher who is very rarely tricked by writing anymore,
huh,
I knew if there was going to be a season two, there's no way that Avery could have a baby. Like the parameters of the show do not allow for the addition of a baby the way that a sitcom could allow for the addition of a baby. Do you know what I mean? Like when oh my God, pick any sitcom where they added a baby. Family
yeah,
Ties, Growing Pains, Modern Family, like all of them.
yeah,
Adding a baby is just more comic relief. The parameters of this show do not allow for a baby. So I knew that she was
yeah,
either going to lose the baby or there was something. I just knew it. Or season two was going to pick up after she had given the baby away for adoption or some shit, right? I did not guess that she would have a cyst on her ovary that would have released the right kind of hormones that would have masked a pregnancy. That would, I know, right? I would never have guessed that. I didn't even know that cysts could do that. And
yeah.
do I believe that that's possible? I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, what it kind of cheats the audience out of is like the who was the real father kind of thing,
Right.
because they could have had like a big um thing where maybe like she chooses one of them and then the other one was the father or something. I don't know. There was storytelling potential there,
Yeah.
and it just kind of got
But
like squandered. But
well, the storytelling potential would not have worked though, because in order to do all that, she would have had to have the baby. And the show would not have worked
yeah,
if suddenly Avery had a baby. And
I wouldn't have minded Doctor Odyssey without Avery.
yeah, well,
Oh,
they
we
could have
didn't
replaced
consider
her.
that now, did we?
I mean, certainly they could replace Avery,
Yeah, like just
with
and it could
yeah.
be
So
like I know like this is horrible to say, but like in a world where we have to check certain boxes, it could have been another person of color. Like I'm not saying like we had to
yeah.
replace her with whatever,
Well,
but like I just never liked that character, and I don't know.
Yeah.
I would have
They
been fine with them like going, oh, she has a baby. She's gonna go off and go to med school and raise the baby.
right.
Yeah.
Totally. That would have been fine. They did bring on a woman to be in the kitchen like a cook
Yes,
who
yes. The
was
one
sort of
from
kind of
Spider-Man. Yeah, I'm forgetting her name at the moment, but yeah.
no idea. Couldn't tell
Yeah.
you. I just know that she and oh my God, I'm losing his name. What is the other
Kristen?
nurse? The man, yeah,
Kristen.
Tristan.
Yeah.
She and Tristan had like a little bit of a thing, and whatever. That would have been fine. Like
Yeah.
another character to like add to the tension and the whatever. Um, I did think it was really funny that no matter how badly Avery treats Tristan, he is always like this little lapdog
Yeah.
ready to jump back to be with her.
And he was the
I did.
objectively better choice too, because like Avery cared so much about her, or not Avery, sorry, Tristan cared so much about like every like her feelings and her perspective and everything. I mean, when like she's like, listen, I don't want anything serious. He's like, okay, I can back off and be
Yeah.
unserious. Whereas
Right.
like Joshua Jackson's like, I love you.
Yeah. Right.
It's
Exactly.
like, sorry, dude, I
Yeah.
broke the bro code.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. And then of course we have this manufactured crisis, right? I mean,
Yeah, the
manufactured by the
wave, the
writers.
tsunami. Yeah,
The tsunami, yeah,
yeah.
and Joshua Jackson is, healing children on this island, and she thinks that maybe he's dead or hurt, and so of course it makes her re-examine her feelings, and she has to be on it. I know. It was a little bit overwrought. It was a little bit overwrought.
Mm. One big moment from Doctor Odyssey, the back half of season one, before we move on to Desperate Housewives, which is what we're here to talk about today.
Yeah.
Or actually, we'll ask what you're binging. But so I thought it was hilarious that Joshua Jackson played his own twin brother in that one episode. Like I googled
Hey,
that and everything. I was like, holy crap, does Joshua Jackson have a twin brother?
no,
Yeah,
dude, I loved it. And I thought it
yeah,
was amazing that with a different wardrobe and a different haircut,
yeah,
he looks like a different person.
yeah.
And I
Well,
think
not a
his
different
mannerisms were
person. Like
different. No, you're right.
yeah, a
I
little
did a double
older,
take.
not like significantly older, but like I believed it. I was like, okay, wow, all right.
I couldn't believe it. I
And then I
was
googled it.
like,
I'm like, all right, they got me.
yes.
um,
I was doing a slow clap for them. I was like, well done, Ryan Reynolds.
yeah.
You got me. That was incredible. Yeah.
So honestly, I
Anyway,
mean, I enjoyed watching the thing. I will be totally fine if they never come back with another season of this.
yeah.
Like, it's not a show that I'm going to necessarily miss. But for what it's worth, I did enjoy it for however many, what was it, 13 episodes or so.
Yeah,
So
something
that
like
gets
that.
my recommendation.
Yeah, I loved it. I loved it from the beginning, but I grew up watching those classic Love Boat, you know, stupid, star-studded, hour-long, I don't know, soapy dramas. I
Mm.
just did. I like them. Anyway, but yeah, that is actually what I'm binging as well. I finished Doctor Odyssey, so
All
I'm
right.
sorry I don't have
Even better, because
anything.
now we get to jump right into Desperate Housewives, which is what we said we were going to be here to discuss.
That's
So,
right.
yeah.
Okay, so full disclosure, this was like the hottest ticket on the market when it hit. And I don't
Oh, yeah.
remember the year that it hit, but I didn't watch it back then. I
2004.
don't remember 2004.
Yeah.
I don't remember what I was doing in 2004, but I didn't watch it at all. So this was the first time that I gave it any kind of attention. And I have to say, it is very, very watchable. It's fun, it's sexy, the clothes are amazing. Some of the characters are really stupid and ridiculous. But that's true for, I don't know, every show on television, I guess.
Mm, I I
What?
I
You didn't
don't
like it?
remember watching this. No, no, I loved it. It was a great show. I
Okay.
don't remember watching this, but I did. And I know that because like as I was watching it, like certain things started coming back to me, and I'm not
Okay.
sure at what point that will stop. Like I didn't remember like beat for beat everything, but I was like, yeah, I remember like the payoff to this joke and I remember the punchline to that, like and so it'll be interesting. I don't know how far I watched, but I definitely saw this at some point back in the day. I mean,
Yeah.
2004 was really where TV started growing up. Like that was where we got lost in 24.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
yeah, so I mean, I don't know that this would have been like one of my top shows at the time, but I mean, I love this cast. Like Terry Hatcher, Felicity Huffman, Eva Longoria, Marsha
Yes.
Cross, Nicolette Sheridan, Brenda Strong. They're all
It's
phenomenal. Yeah.
yes. Yeah, they are all phenomenal. Can we talk a little bit about the characters though?
Yeah.
Because some of them, well, I was going to use the word unhinged, and maybe
Yeah.
that's
I
too
mean,
strong of a word,
it's kind of funny
but
because Terry Hatcher, it feels like she's playing an extension of like Lois Lane from Lois and Clark. Like she called herself adorably crazy at one point in this season, and I was like, that is how you could cast this character. You could just put out a casting call, like, we need somebody who can play adorably crazy well. And like
yeah.
lunatic over from Lois and Clark comes knocking on the door. It's like, hey, I can do that.
Yeah, seriously. Okay, and so I know that this show came out almost 25, no, 20 years ago, and you're right. This is when TV started to grow up, but it's still, there were still some things that you just wouldn't do on TV today that were happening then. But before we get to that, let's just talk about these characters. Let's start with one housewife and just
Sure.
mosey on. Okay, so I'm going to start with Lynette Scalvo and her husband and her children.
So
And
one of the things before we jump into Lynette that I would say that'll
okay,
help talk about Lynette is that, and I feel this way basically across the board, like all of the men on this show are terrorists. Like
yeah,
Lynette's
that's
husband,
a
Eva Longoria's husband, Marsha Cross's husband, like they're all terrorists, you know, right down to
thank
like
you,
Terry Hatcher's love
Mike.
interest, who probably actually is a terrorist. I don't know, but like, yeah.
Okay, that's very helpful
Yeah.
because I wasn't going to go that far. I was just going to say that they're kind of useless, except
No,
for Gabby's husband.
they sail well past useless. Like,
You're
um,
right. You're right.
and when we say the men on this show, the kids are no exception. Like her
No.
kids, Marsha Cross's kids, they're all terrorists. Like all the men on this show are just awful. So
Yeah.
yeah.
It's actually an interesting point because I was going to say there's no way in real life that these four or five women would be friends. And the only reason I think that they are is because they are all subjected to these terrorists and it's like trauma bonding.
Probably. I mean, okay, so I've never watched a soap opera, but I kind of imagine that this is a well-written soap opera. Like
Yeah,
I
it
don't know.
is.
I kind of imagine that this is what it's like. And I
Mhm.
say that primarily because of like the revenge, you know, murder
Yeah,
plot that's going on throughout, but
totally.
like um yeah. So
Yeah, stolen
Lynette,
babies and
yeah. Um I think they at first you think they would just bond because they're like all living on the same street or whatever, but and that's totally possible. But yeah, you're probably right. They're probably just bonding over like how awful all the men in their lives are.
it's funny though because none of them says it. Like they meet for their weekly poker game and Gabby, who is literally in an abusive relationship but doesn't want to admit it, probably can't even acknowledge it to herself.
Wait, which one was Gabby?
Eva
Oh, Eva
Longoria.
Longoria. Right, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She she's she comes to these poker games and she like, "Oh yeah, Carlos did this. He's an asshole, blah blah blah." The other wives aren't like, "Dude, that's fucked up though." Right? It's so
Yeah. I mean,
I
okay,
mean
so I
maybe
think part of that
ugh,
is probably that like Gabrielle says those things not as upset as she could be because she knows how she's getting back at him. Like she knows that she's cheating on him with the gardener, and
yeah.
like, you know, they have it's not even just sex, like they're having like a relationship. And
Yeah, that's
maybe
true.
that's why like she's not as like angry or upset about it. And I think as long as like she's not presenting it to the other girls as like I am the victim of an abusive relationship, I
Yeah.
could see them like being reticent to cross like a certain boundary and be like,
Yeah.
yeah, no.
Yeah, you don't ever want to talk shit about somebody what your girlfriend's husband because you want to still be friends with your friend,
Yeah.
right?
And I mean,
But
like, they probably understand why she's with him in the first place. Like, she has that real, like, gold digger kind of vibe to her. Even if, like, towards the end of the season, she does a lot to sort of, like, move away from that. Early on, you definitely get, like, the idea that she is totally fine being a trophy wife, like, in this sense where she's like, look, I know the deal, you know the deal. This is what our lives are, you know? So
yeah.
they probably
Um,
understand that too. Like, as much of an asshole as he is, he's the one that's providing for her so that she doesn't have to work and all that, you know.
well, until he doesn't anymore. And
Yeah.
then, I mean, when he gets arrested and when their assets are frozen and she suddenly is just stuck with this abusive asshole with no real income. And I thought she was a real trooper. Like she went back to modeling for pennies on the dollar. She stole a porta potty so that they would be able to like shit in the backyard. I
The
guess.
funny thing about that is, like, you had to imagine, like, the pride sucking it took to, like, wheel a porta potty
Yeah.
down the street, you know, like, for her to do that, like, woo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then okay, so again, this came out 20 years ago. At the very end of season 1 when she gets pregnant, um and it's because he fucks with her birth control pills because he suddenly wants to be a father. At no point, I was shocked by this. At no point do any of her friends say, "Is this what you want?" Because if it's not what you want, you don't have to have a baby.
I mean, I think they knew it wasn't what she wanted. Like, the second they find out about it is because they're at that party and she slaps him in the face and is like, "I'm pregnant because of
I know.
you." Yeah.
But like
Yeah.
nobody, not the writers, the writers are not putting the idea into anyone's mouth that
Yeah,
she does
including
not
her
have to
own. Like,
have this
she never even
right.
considers an abortion or anything.
Exactly. I was kind of shocked by that. Like it, I mean, at that point, abortion was legal. You could kind
Yeah,
of get
right?
one whenever you needed one. And if yeah, I was really surprised. But maybe this show didn't want to be overtly political.
I guess. I don't know. Yeah.
But I mean, they had Mary Alice stealing a baby. That's pretty political, I guess,
I don't
right?
know that I
I
would
don't
call
know.
that political. It is just
I guess
illegal.
not.
You know?
Yeah, it is. It is illegal.
I don't know. Although okay, so if the what was it, Deirdre was the mom of the Dana slash Zach. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Deirdre sells her baby to Brenda
That's
Strong's
right. She's a drug
character.
addict. You're right.
So, like, I know that that's illegal. Is it illegal to buy one just like it's illegal to sell one? Like, I don't know.
I'm sure it is. It's like the same. I mean, it shouldn't be the same. I shouldn't laugh about this, but it's like buying or selling an organ. Like you're not
Yeah,
allowed to sell a kidney. That's illegal, and it's meant to protect the sellers. You don't want poor people suddenly selling their organs,
right. But
right?
as the buyer, if you were to buy a kidney and it all worked out, you know, like, would you get arrested as well, or is it just illegal to sell it? I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know. We'd have to Google that,
I
but
mean,
certainly
thankfully, it's
babies.
not an issue because by the time, you know, anybody figures out what happens, she killed herself.
Yeah, but that's why Mike is in town investigating. Mike is
Yeah.
trying to track down Dana slash Zach.
If you haven't watched Desperate Housewives, this is probably a confusing mess of word salad, but, like, maybe we should stop for a second and you can give kind of a 50,000 foot overview of what this show is about.
Okay. Okay, so Desperate Housewives is about five friends who live on Wisteria Lane, someplace in America. I get the feeling it's California because it never seems cold there, but I don't
I
know.
thought that too, just because it seemed like a Beverly Hills. They're all rich. Like, it's not like a regular suburb. Yeah.
No, it doesn't seem like a regular suburb. And season 1, episode 1, one of the five friends commits suicide, and nobody knows why. And so, but the four remaining friends who are very close aren't necessarily investigating. They're just living their lives, but then things start to pop up, clues that they're like, that's weird. Why would she do that? That's weird. somebody wrote her a letter. That's what, you know what I mean? So, and then each of the friends has drama in and of themselves. So Lynette has a husband who's never there and four children, three of whom are assholes. I'm just gonna say it. Um, Susan is a single mom with a teenage daughter. And while I don't see this a lot, I did notice that Susan allowed her daughter to parent her quite a bit rather than the other way around. It
Yeah.
was it was a little dysfunctional. Marcia Cross's character, what's her name?
Bree Vanderkamp.
Bree. She is the perfect little homemaker, but within her house, everything is fucked up. Like her husband is unhappy. They they just don't have a good working relationship. Um, and then Gabby is married to an actual abusive asshole. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so let's get back to the characters. So you wanted to talk about Lynette first. So Lynette.
Yeah, Lynette. I was speechless. I literally was watching her deal with her children, and I have no children, but it is amazing to me that anyone would allow their children to behave the way she allows them to behave.
Yeah.
Like, it gets to the point of like, why did you have kids if you don't think if she seems to acknowledge that she's not good at it, right? She's not good at controlling her children.
Yeah.
Why have kids? I don't understand. I don't get it.
Well, by the time she figured out that she couldn't control them, like it was too late. She said
She
she
just
got
had a
pregnant like
baby.
4 times in 3 years or 3 times in 4 years or whatever. Like,
Birth
um,
control exists.
yeah,
Good birth control exists.
yeah. I mean, she said that she was on it, right? Like, because remember, there's that scene where like she said something was off with her birth control and that he needed to like put on a condom, and he was like, "Let's just chance it," and she punches him in the face, like not even a slap, like a straight up punch. That was hilarious, but like, I don't know. I mean, her kids are monsters. They're like, I mean,
Yeah.
I used the word terrorists before. It applies. Like
Yeah.
her kids are
Asshole.
terrorists. And I mean,
Yeah.
it's it's funny. Like there was a line where the school, like the principal or whatever,
Yeah.
tells them, or I don't think it was a principal, I think it was a teacher, like, you need to get your kids on some kind of like ADD medication.
Ritalin. Yeah.
Yeah. And she was like, I'm not going to medicate my kids just to make your job easier. But at that point, I mean, you could ask yourself if she's in the wrong, not for saying that to the other person, not for like trying to subject the world to her kids, but clearly her kids need some kind of help. Like
Yeah.
they are not normal. Like that is not a normal amount of bad behavior. Like my brother and I were rambunctious. We were not terrorists,
Right.
like at the funeral for what was it, Mary Alice? Was that Mary Alice's wake?
Yes.
Like they are in the pool
They
and she
jump in the
tells them
pool
to get
fully
out,
clothed
and
and
she
they
had to
don't.
like get into the pool in like her nice clothes to get them out. Like
Yeah.
um she refuses to hit them, she refuses to medicate them, and so there's not a lot that she can do to get them under
Right.
control, so she doesn't. I don't know. And
I don't know. Like there I don't understand her refusal to medicate. Like it exists for a reason, right?
yeah.
These and I don't know. I was rambunctious as well. I never had to be on medication, but I've known a lot of kids who have, and it isn't the worst thing in the world, especially since don't they get kicked out of that one school?
Yeah. They have to con their way into like the private school or whatever. But I was going to
Yeah.
say I think that's a product of the time. So this was 21 years ago.
Yeah,
Mental health was not talked about in the way that it's talked about now. I think
that's true.
she probably, and like Lynette is an overachiever on this show. Like she went from being like the rock star, what was it? She was a lawyer,
Executive. I don't
something,
know.
yeah, to having to be, not having to be, but becoming a housewife. And I feel like she kind of looks at it as like it's my defeat. It's like me saying I can't handle this on my own, and she can't. But like she doesn't want to admit that defeat. Um, yeah, and I think that
Yeah.
bringing up the medication at all is just kind of a catalyst for getting her to become an addict. Like later on. I don't know how much later.
Ooh,
Some
does she
point in the
become an
show.
addict? I didn't know that.
Yeah. Remember, she's popping her kids ADD medication,
Oh my God, I totally forgot.
and then she starts going through withdrawal. Because I guess, and I didn't even know this,
That's
but I guess if you
right.
don't have ADD and you take this medication, like you get like hyper focused on
Yeah,
everything, and you
speed.
can like, yeah. So she starts using it to
Yes.
keep up with all the other moms. Because like this,
Yep.
and this is before Instagram, but like Lynette feels a lot of pressure from the other moms who are able to, handle their kids, able to be like the mom that she does like the wardrobe, I guess, for the school play, and she's on the board and
Yeah.
all that, and it's too much. She can't keep up with it. She can't keep up with it even without a job. Like, so she starts taking the medication. She runs out. She starts going through withdrawal, and then she starts stealing it from her neighbors.
I know.
So
It's so messed
yes,
up.
addict. Yeah,
And I feel like there's a little bit of bad writing because at one point she demands that they get a nanny, and they do. And of course, there's this weird sexual tension between the nanny and the husband, so she shit cans the nanny. But like, you don't have to shit can the idea of a nanny, just find
yeah.
a new nanny. Like, that was stupid to me.
I don't think Lynette was ever going to stick with the nanny. Like I wouldn't say that there was sexual tension between like the nanny and her husband. Like he walked in
No.
at one point and she happened to be like topless, and he turned around, and yes, it was messed up that he then went and had sex with Lynette. Because like
Yep.
she got him started,
Obviously.
but like it
Right.
wasn't like they were ever like, you never got the impression that like the two of them had anything going on between them. It was just
Yep.
like from the get-go, Lynette felt threatened that, like I couldn't do
Yes.
this. I failed. Like
Yes.
I had to bring someone else in to do this. So, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. The whole thing was so. Yeah. All right. Let's move on. Let's talk about Susan and Mike and Edie.
Who's the mic? Yeah, okay. Is Edie? Yes, Edie. Okay, yeah.
Oh my God. That every time Edie was on screen, I was like a dog with my tongue rolling out and my, eyes popping. Like she's so beautiful. She's so beautiful. You didn't think so? Okay.
I didn't think that Edie. Okay, so this would have come out around the same time as the Charlie's Angels movie, like, or at least those two movies came out, like maybe a couple years
Okay.
before this. And Charlie's Angels, like that movie particularly, probably the TV show before it, but like let's just go with the movie because that's what I know. Like, was the premise was let's take like the hottest women on the planet and put them in a
Yeah.
movie together. And I would
It's
say that this show was not far off from that. Like,
yeah.
like you had Terry
Yeah.
Hatcher, Eva Longoria, Felicity Huffman is gorgeous, um, Brenda Strong. The one that stood out to me was Edie, like Nicolette. What is Sheridan? I'm looking at the cast
Yeah,
names as
Nicolette
I
Sheridan.
Nicolette
Yeah, yeah.
Sheridan was like if we were ranking the five of
Oh.
them or the six of them, there would be like the five of them, 200 feet, and then her, and
Wow.
she is portrayed as like the cougar going around like being like the hot one, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh. But yeah.
I wonder if it's just because she's so overtly sexy and sexual.
No, she just looks older than she ought to be. I don't know how much older, or
I have
if
no
she was
idea.
older than the other ones to begin with, but she looked like 20 years younger or older than everybody else on
She
the shows.
did.
Yeah.
She did. All right. I thought she was beautiful, but okay.
I'm sure she is, yeah. Anyway, Edie is
So,
a character. Go ahead.
Edie is a character. I thought she was a really fun foil for Susan, who is just so riddled with the insecurity of like her whole life, apparently. Even though she has a great life.
Edie?
If I'm just looking from, no, Susan from
Yeah.
the outside in, she works
Yeah.
from home. She's an artist. Her kid is reasonably well adjusted. She's a girl, so she's not an asshole. Um,
On
she's
this show,
got
sure. Yeah.
on this, sorry,
I
on this show,
had to process that for a second. Yeah.
right? Sorry.
Yeah.
Her ex-husband is a dick, apparently.
Yeah.
Um, but her ex-husband's new wife isn't. In fact, she gets an apology from her at one
Yeah.
point. I mean, if I were Susan, I would just continue to go. I wouldn't change a thing.
Yeah. I mean, she she has all this rage from, her the fact that her ex-husband left her for the secretary or whatever, and she
Yeah.
just can't get beyond that. And then I think,
Yeah.
this is like an extension of, like how I feel about like the Lois character that she played, Terry Hatcher. Um she just like she can't get out of her own way. Like
Hmm.
she's constantly like putting herself in these situations where, like she's gonna mess up. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
hard to explain, but
No, I
between
agree.
that and the
She can't get out of
daughter,
her own
like
way.
I don't she could use like a good life coach or therapy. Yeah, I wouldn't say that
Yeah.
she's perfect. Actually, was she an artist? I never got the impression that she did anything for a living. I couldn't tell what it was, but maybe
Yeah.
I just missed
No,
it. I was probably on my phone at like some pivotal point.
yeah, no, in like the very first episode when they're introducing the characters, you see her at her drafting table. She's creating she's like a graphic designer or something like that.
Mm,
So she's kind of corporate-y, but she gets to work from home.
okay.
And I would say that even though she does sometimes allow her child to parent her, she is actually a pretty effective mom. Like when she catches Dana slash Zach in the house and he's kind of borderline stalking her child, she lays the law down and she throws him out and like she's kind of a badass.
Would this show have come after Gilmore Girls, or would it have been like before? It would have to be after, right? Because I got that exact vibe from her. Like, the mom who's
Let's
like, no,
see.
we're totally best friends, but like
Right.
you're gonna be kind of the more responsible one, and every once in a while
Yeah.
lay down the law, but meh,
Let me see. Gilmore
and I'm
Girls.
adorably
Yeah,
lunatic.
after.
Okay.
Right. So Gilmore Girls first aired in 2000 and this came out in 2004. So she definitely was vibing on the Lorelai Gilmore
Yeah.
train, but doing it better. Like being a better person, I think.
Sure.
I mean,
It's
it's
hard
not a
to
high
say.
bar.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I mean, because there's a lot. I mean, we don't spend like enough time with the character to really know like
Right.
whether, like Lorelai Gilmore had a lot more time to just like be a total fuck up on that show. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. Yeah. It'll be interesting to see what happens as I don't even remember her name as the daughter grows up.
Yeah, and we should probably talk about this later, but like I'm trying to decide right now whether or not I'm going to watch the rest of this. I mean, I definitely want to watch like at least the first couple episodes of season 2 to see how the season 1 finale resolves itself. But like it is a long show. Like those 23
Yeah.
episodes, like you feel that length. And I don't know if that's more now because of, like the modern template of shows where you only get like 8 to 10 episodes and everything resolves itself, or just the fact that this was paced a little slower, but like
Yeah.
I
No, you're
look at
right.
those 8 seasons and I'm like, man, that's gonna be a
It's
grind.
a slog.
Yeah.
So we talked offline about doing Frasier at some point.
Yeah.
And Frasier is one of those old school 22, 24 episodes per season.
Yeah.
And I'm at the end of season 4 right now. And some of those last episodes where I'm like, oh my God, this isn't the season finale yet. This isn't the season finale yet. This isn't
Mm,
the season finale yet. You're
yeah.
right. You're right. I'm gonna stick with this, but I agree with you. I agree.
So who's up next? Marcia?
Yeah, let's talk about Marcia Cross, Bree Van de Kamp. Her husband is not willing to ask for what he wants and needs in the relationship. And so there is um a chasm between them of this unspoken nonsense. And she is in denial. She's unwilling to force the issue and say, what is the problem?
I feel
Until
like she
finally,
tried.
yeah, she tried.
I mean,
But it's
she
not
like
until
outright
he's,
said to him, like, I can tell that I'm not satisfying you in bed. What do I need to do? Like,
yeah,
and
no,
there
you're
were
right.
times where like they were at the dinner table and she's like, I feel like something is missing here. Let's go to counseling,
Yeah.
and like it just wasn't working because he refused to talk about it. And what he wanted out of her was like some S&M kind of
Yeah, he wanted some,
sadomasochism, yeah, thing, and he
he,
refused to ask for it, so he was getting it
yeah,
somewhere else.
which is awful. But then when he finally does ask for it, the response is awful. She's
Yeah.
like so hurtful. And I mean, as far as fetishes go, this is not that terrible. There are some people who want to be, well, let's just leave that aside.
Yeah, sure. Lest we beep ourselves again. Yeah.
Yeah, this is not, I mean, this is a big deal. I've
Yeah.
seen a lot worse on HBO.
But Marsha is portrayed as this like super Republican, super conservative like
Prig.
person. So
Yeah.
yeah, I could see how she would be like really weirded out by that. I mean, like she has a framed photo of Ronald Reagan on her wall, and that wasn't like an 8 by 10. That was like a 16 by 20 at least, So,
Right, right.
um,
Yeah, but like J. Edgar Hoover was, he used to, I think he was closeted trans. I mean, he used to dress in women's clothing.
yeah, that doesn't mean
So,
that the majority of like Republicans are.
no, that's true. That's true. You're right. Even,
I,
you're right.
I don't even want to necessarily say Republican in that sense. Like she's conservative, she's traditional. Like she's the one that's going to spend like 3 hours making dinner for her family. She's the one that's going to like clean every last like nook and cranny of the house. Like I could see her
Yeah,
getting weirded out when somebody's like, "I need you to step on my scrotum." Like that that's just weird
probably.
for her. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. It's funny because it just occurred to me that she is what today someone would refer to as a trad wife. Have you heard the phrase trad wife?
yes. I'm trying to decide like whether or not that's true though. But yeah, probably. I mean, yeah, I
I think
guess.
so. And
Yeah,
and just like trad wives now, she has to deal with the consequences of what happens when the marriage falls apart. She has no skills, right?
I guess.
Like
Yeah,
at the end of season one, does he die or does he just leave her? He
he
has a heart
dies.
attack.
He
He
dies.
dies.
Yeah. And we got to talk
So,
about that because that was fucked up.
dude, it was so fucked up. The
Yeah.
the pharmacist is a murderer,
Yeah, I'm not even
essentially.
talking about that, but yeah, that was fucked up too.
Yes. All right. So she better hope that that life insurance policy is fat because she's gonna have to get a job.
Were they divorced at the end of the season? Because I know they went through that and he sent her the papers. If they were divorced, does she get everything? Like,
If he didn't change the paperwork, yeah, the life
uh,
insurance paperwork is separate from a divorce.
right.
So if he hadn't updated the paperwork, then she gets the life insurance. But if he had updated the paperwork, she gets nothing. And how is she gonna afford that house?
Yeah. I mean, we know that she'll get it just because like the show must
Right.
go on. We can't have like
Right.
Marsha Cross
TV.
leave the wisteria lane. But like, wow, when I guess she didn't believe him when he says he's having a heart attack. And so she starts meticulously making the bed while he's dying, like and then um
That was messed up. That was
yeah,
so
and
messed
then
up.
as he's dying, he writes her a letter saying like I forgive you. Now, he's probably referring to the potassium. So like her husband dies because the pharmacist is in love with her, wants the husband to die, and is replacing his like heart attack medication with potassium pills. The doctor implies to him that like whoever's making your food is doing this to you, you know.
Yes.
So he assumes it's that.
That it's her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so like he writes her this letter like, I understand and I forgive you. She will probably interpret that as like the I was making the bed, and I could have gotten him to the hospital a lot earlier. I don't know how much more good it would have done at that point, but like she she will likely feel like pretty guilty about that come season two.
I would think so. And I
Yeah.
would actually, I would hope so because
Yeah, she
she,
better. I mean, for all like remember when the son um nearly killed Eva Longoria's mother-in-law and she was pissed off that he didn't feel enough remorse about that. Like
yeah, it is fucked up. It is really fucked up. I keep thinking, like, how old was their daughter? Could she have jumped in the car and taken her dad to the hospital? Like,
I think she was like early high school.
I'm surprised that as he sat there on the stairs, he didn't just like call 911. I'm surprised that he didn't just Because there were cell phones at that point.
Yeah.
If he's just sitting there
Although
waiting,
probably not as prevalent, but he as a doctor probably had one. I don't know. I mean, the real answer to that is that we needed him to die so that
yeah,
Marsha Cross be could feel guilty about it, you know. But
yeah,
like,
so fucked up.
so Gabrielle,
Gabrielle. Yeah, talk about not feeling remorse. And this is why there's no way that they would be friends in real life, except for the fact that they don't know that she's having an affair, but she has
right?
no remorse at all. She's just like, yeah, Carlos is an asshole sometimes. I married him for his money. He knows it. I know it. We kind of love each other, but whatever.
Yeah,
The thing about marrying somebody for their money that I don't understand is the sex. Like, she has to have sex with him, and he's not an attractive man. Like, like,
yeah. I mean, we don't know that she was never attracted to him.
okay, that's true. That's
Yeah.
true.
I mean, we know the transactional nature of their relationship, but you know, it could have been where she was like, "Yeah, I love you, and yeah, I'm attracted to you, but this is how this is going to be." You know, I don't know. I lost a lot of respect for Gabrielle when they revealed that like she was having sex with the gardener when he was 16. I was like, "Ooh, that is rough." You know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah, he's a
and she
child. You
feels
can't
like
do
no
that.
remorse about that at all, you know.
I agree. I agree. In fact, I loved it when his parents came to bitch her out. I
Yeah.
was there for it. I was like, you
Yeah.
go. Yes.
Yeah. And it was funny that they thought it was Terry Hatcher's character at first, you know.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was funny.
I,
Oh my God.
like so Gabrielle of all their friends is kind of like the worst in terms of like the we'll call it her personality. Like it there was the mother-in-law and you know like when she found out that like the mother-in-law was a gambling addict, she weaponized that. Like she
She
brought
totally did.
her mother-in-law to a casino, was like,
For
"Oh, we're
lunch.
going to get lunch. Oh, wait, no, I got to go. Why don't you go have fun?" Or you know, like let her think it was her idea. Like she conned her into relapsing into, you know, like
Totally.
her gambling habits. That was
Yeah.
awful. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. She's a really bad person, Gabrielle.
yeah.
Yeah. And then
While I'm
she
thinking
was
about her, I was thinking she's a terrorist too. Like the husband, though, I was thinking like it was hilarious that he kept like attacking gay people, not knowing that they were gay. Like, you know, he's like committing these hate crimes, and it's really just because like these guys are like possibly having sex with his wife. And he's like,
yeah,
"Oh no, another one."
that was amazing.
Uh,
It was amazing. Yes. I thought it was fantastic. And then he didn't he get arrested for hate crimes?
yeah. Especially once they realized it was a pattern. You know?
Oh,
That was one of the. I
that
think I laughed out loud so
was
hard
fantastic.
when you know, like the second one happened. It's like,
Not again.
yeah.
Oh, that was amazing.
Well, what other
Totally right.
characters are there? There's we've hit.
So we could talk the Mary Alice's husband, who I have never seen before on TV except as Duck on Mad Men. I literally saw him in episode 1 and I was like, Duck!
Hmm,
And he played, I mean, Duck is not a nice character on Mad Men, and so I immediately didn't like him. But I was trying to hold that opinion,
yeah.
give him the benefit of the doubt. But the writing just was really twisty turny. And then at the end, I'm like, okay, so he really didn't do anything bad. Like he just supported his wife who stole a baby. I mean, bought a baby.
Bought a baby, killed the mother, chopped the mother up into pieces, you know,
Forgot
put her in
about
a
that. The
box,
toy chest.
buried it under the pool, like
Oh wait,
cemented
I
it
thought she
over.
killed herself. I thought she killed herself. Did
The
they kill her?
mom, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they
Marsha
did,
Cross,
didn't
not
they?
Marsha Cross, sorry. Mary Alice. I was thinking M's. Mary
Brenda
Alice
Strong.
stabs her with the knife. Now, I don't
That's
know that
right.
she meant it. I don't know that she meant to do it. She might have, but
You're
she
right.
stabs her and kills her. And then they, and yes, it is Mary Alice's
I forgot.
idea to chop her up. and put her in the toy chest.
The toy box, yeah.
But I don't
That's
know.
messed
I,
up.
I wouldn't call it did nothing wrong to say that he
You're
was
right.
complicit in that.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
But he wasn't the okay, so help me remember, because it was a while ago that I watched this. Why was he trying to drug Zach into being almost unconscious throughout that latter half of the season?
I don't know because there were so many twists involved that like what they tell you at first, winds up not being true, and then the next thing winds up not being
Right,
true. So I kind of lost
right.
track of that. I think like they were trying to convince him that he was the one that killed this Dana person, even though he wound up being the
He's
Dana
Dana.
person. And
Yeah,
then twist on top of twist, I think it was like his true mother's death that,
yeah,
so I don't know if they were drugging him to like cover up like the traumatic like the PTSD of having witnessed that. I don't know if they were trying to convince him that he killed the sister because like it would be a lot less likely that he'd say anything about it. Um yeah, I don't know. That was a weird one. Like
yeah.
the
I didn't
the
get it.
story arc of like the murder, not the murder, the revenge kick, like
Hmm.
the dad's story arc in particular, and then Mike's, parallel story arc with all that really lent itself to this like very old school soap opera kind of feel where like
Yeah,
there was this show and then there were those elements. And like
yeah,
those elements like didn't always fit right in the show for me. I don't know. And
yeah,
I'm curious if that stuff is going to continue in
yeah.
later seasons because it shouldn't be able to, right? Like does Mary Alice continue to narrate the show? Like it shouldn't be about her death
Yeah.
anymore.
No, it shouldn't. I agree. I totally agree.
Going
And
back
at
to
the
like
end,
that Glee analogy, like this felt like, we wrapped that up. Now, yes, there were some hanging, plot lines that are going to have to get
yeah,
resolved next season, but like, I don't know.
I agree with you. It doesn't feel like this could have been a self-contained show,
Oh, it
right?
absolutely
It
could have
was
been one season self. They just would have had to make like a couple tweaks here and there. Yeah.
exactly. But at the end of season one, when you see the new family moving in and it's Alfre Woodard and her family, I immediately was like, oh, ooh, I love Alfre Woodard. This could be so good. I'm very curious. It just made me really want to watch season two.
Yeah. I mean, I would like to watch like at least the first few episodes. And I'm sure I'll get pulled into it and do it. Maybe I'll do it slowly over time. Like, I don't know if
Yeah.
we're going to revisit Desperate Housewives on this show. We'll see. But like, if I can do it slowly over time, I don't know. Maybe we'll see.
I think I think this might be my new like rowing show. Like I have a little rower at home and I need a show to watch while I'm exercising and Desperate Housewives I think might be it because there's 20 freaking episodes per season and there's 8 seasons, so I've got what 7 times 20 is like 140 episodes.
Yeah. It's a lot of
Yeah.
content.
Seriously, but I mean it's you called it
A
before. You
lot
said
of
it
rowing.
earlier like it's a lot. It's a lot of rowing.
Kate's gonna come
All
back
right.
in here like buff.
Oh. By the way, shout out to you. You just did a 5K.
Did. Yeah, as of
Saw
the
that.
time we're recording this, right?
Saw that. Yeah, I saw that on
Yeah.
Facebook, and I was like, "Go fit."
Yeah, I'm doing my
That
best. I'm
is
trying. I did a
not
10K
bad.
after that actually. It's
The
funny.
fuck?
Yeah, I walking, not running. Let's be
Okay.
reasonable.
Okay.
But I
Shoot.
walked a 10K. Um, it was funny. You're like I wasn't gonna say you're British, but like you like British stuff. So like
I do like
you're
British stuff.
aware of Monty Python and you've seen like Holy
Yeah.
Grail. All right, so like I saw that they had this challenge where you like do a 10K and you get like this Monty Python medal and it's like run away and it has like the knight and the bunny and
Oh,
everything. It was funny. So I wanted to do that because I I dig movies.
that's
But
awesome.
yeah.
That's awesome. I love it.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. Any last thoughts on Desperate Housewives?
um yeah, I mean
Recommended.
it was solid and I love the cast. I've always loved
Yeah.
Felicity Huffman and Terry Hatcher. I You know what's funny is that like I can't think of anything else Eva Longoria's been in, but I'm sure there's like a million things. But like,
Yeah, I can't either.
yeah, I mean, we're talking
But
about way too talented and way too attractive of an actress to have just been on this one thing. I'm gonna right click on her and just see like what she's quote known for other than this. Wow, Dora and the Lost City of Gold, Descent. Wow, like nothing.
Dora,
Dora.
Dora and the Explorer,
Not
Dora
the
the
not the
Ex
cartoon, the live action movie. I guess she must have
Mm.
been one of the parents. I did see it. I don't remember much about
I
it.
mean,
Brooklyn Nine
I
Nine. I didn't
th
watch that, but
oh, I
um,
loved Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
she was in Space Jam. Oh man, I got to see that.
That was years ago. That oh my God,
Well,
that was
Space
way
Jam would have been before
before.
this. Jane the
Yeah.
Virgin. I never watched that.
No, I never did either.
The Young and the Restless. So I guess she was like a soap
Oh, she
opera.
started as a soap. Okay.
Uh,
Well, I mean, she probably got paid very, very well for Desperate Housewives, and if all she wants to do from now on is have lunch with her girlfriends and live in her house with whatever animals and family she wants.
I mean, I
Sounds like a dream life,
it
to be
was a lot
honest.
more common in the past that like you had your one show. Like you would be on one show for like 7 years
I
and then
guess
that was
so.
basically it, like
Yeah, you're
and
right.
unfortunately as it is, because I guess like and this is, Hollywood sexism, or I guess in this case it's not Hollywood, we'll call it television sexism. Like by the time the 7 years, 8 years of this ends, you're no
Yeah.
longer that like 20, 30-year old.
It
Now you're in
girl.
like a completely different demographic, and like we don't cast for 40-year-old women a lot on
No,
TV.
we don't.
Maybe
You're
more
right.
now just because like the streaming content, I mean, at least like started taking like a lot of those people from like television that were maybe, like having less to do at the time, and ever since then.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. And I mean, streaming content, there, it's so much. Like the, I forget what I was looking for the other day, but I was going down a rabbit hole in IMDb, following a cast member of something that I liked, and I saw that they had been like, I don't know, a guest star for an arc on NCIS, and I was like, it's amazing shows how many shows are airing concurrently at the same time and how many actors they need to
Uh,
fill all the like it is a great time. I assume it's a great time to be an actor because they need a constant churn of people. And if you can get the one spot and you get noticed, then you can find another. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like it just
Yeah.
seems it's crazy to me.
I used to say like when we talked about 2004 as being this like pivotal moment in television history,
Hmm.
like at that time, if you wanted to watch like all the great TV, there weren't that many shows you needed to watch. Now,
No.
if I was to say
Right.
you need to watch like all the great TV, I wouldn't even know where to start.
Right.
Like,
You're right. You're
uh,
absolutely right.
but yeah, I loved the cast of Desperate Housewives. This was a fun show to
Yeah.
watch. It felt a little long, like that 20. I
Yeah.
felt that 23 episodes. It felt
Yeah.
like there was some filler there that like they maybe could have made some cuts. I think if the show was made today, it would have been a much more lean 10 episodes or
Oh
so.
yeah.
Like, but for what it was and the time that it was made, I think it was great. I will watch at least the beginning of season two, and if they can hook me, maybe I'll go on from there. I never expected
100%.
to finish some of the other shows that we did, on this, like when we did like season one, but I still went off and I finished, I don't know, 50,000 episodes of Gilmore Girls. you know, I mean,
You get pretty big props for that, by the way.
yeah,
Yeah.
that was a tough one, but like I made it. So we'll see. We'll see. How about you?
Yeah, I loved it. I'm gonna continue to watch it. And unless or until it gets really bad, like you know how they'll keep a show on the air just because of previous success, regardless of how good it is anymore.
Yeah,
I'm gonna keep going until it gets until it rolls downhill. I'll keep you posted on that.
cool.
Yeah. And until then, should we talk a little bit about what people can expect in season two of BingeFest?
Sure. I mean, I don't even really know what people can expect in season two, so lay it on me.
Well, we talked about Andor.
Oh
We
yeah,
talked
Andor. We're gonna do
about
Frasier and Andor, right? So those will probably
Frasier.
be the
Yeah.
first two episodes of season two, regardless of what order they're in. But yeah,
I think I said Frasier. I said
Frasier.
Andor and Frasier.
Sure, sure.
Frasier. I would love to do Slow Horses because I loved it.
Okay.
I don't know if you have Apple, right?
Yeah, I'm perpetually always like, oh, I forgot to cancel that. Oh, I forgot to cancel. Like, when we watched Shrinking, that was going to be like the last. Okay, when I'm done with Shrinking,
Right.
I'll cancel it, and then I forgot to cancel it. And now Tara's talking about watching Ted Lasso again before it comes back. So I guess I'll have it for a while. I'll do Slow Horses.
Yeah, you should because it's fantastic. I would also like to do Say Nothing, which was the IRA show from earlier this year. God,
What's
that was
IRA?
fantastic. The Irish Republican Army.
Oh, okay, sure, sure.
Yeah. So those are sort of my top. Oh, and Black Doves. Oh, and
You've
Dying
got
for
the
Sex
entire
and White
like this.
Lotus. I know. I know. I
Yeah.
know. I'm sorry. You can
All right.
you can choose some too.
No, I'm just saying, like you're laying out like the entire like season for people. Like these are the shows that you guys should get caught up on before we come back.
Exactly. All
Yeah.
right. Until then,
Till then,
have a yeah, have what is the
a
send
great
off for?
summer, right?
Oh yeah, have a great summer.